Good morning, good morning, good morning. We had an echo. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this amazing Tuesday morning? Today is Tip Tuesday, but we are still focusing on launching this week. So we are going to refresh on what we did yesterday, add a few new things, and that's what we are doing this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Betty Rose. Good morning, Lois. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Here I go. Let me tell you, these chap lips is not a joke. I'm telling you, my goodness. So we have a foggy day. It looks like Sleepy Hollow outside. So it's foggy, it's rainy, it's dreary, it's a hot mess out there. So that's what's going on out there. How's everything where you are? Are you in the sunny area? What's going on? Is it warm? It's cold here. It is, well, it's not so cold this morning. It's actually 59 degrees. So it's not so cold this morning. Good morning, Jasmine. It's rainy and windy here. Yep, we got a rainy day here. Yes, the fog is thick. Yes, it looks like the headless horseman is about to come trampling through the woods over here, but that's what we got. Oh, it's sunny and beautiful in Florida. Okay, not here. Send us some sunshine, Betty Rose. Send us some sunshine. How are you ladies doing this morning? And 74 degrees. Okay, don't rub it in our face, Betty Rose. Do not rub it in our face, Betty Rose. How are you guys doing this morning? I have some work for you. I want to know if you guys actually printed out the information that I sent out yesterday. I put it in your emails. I also put it in the Honor Society. Did you guys check it? I've been up since 2 a.m. Oh, wow. Did you go to bed early? I know you got to be exhausted. You had a full day already before we even got to it. So everybody, make sure you take the link, share it out. Again, we're spreading the word. That's what we're doing. We are in growth season. So make sure you guys go out and spread the word, y'all. Spread the word. So yesterday we were talking about this, well, this whole week we're talking about launching, right? So since we're talking about launching, the main thing about launching is definitely having a good plan in place. And not just a plan, because you can have a plan, right? It's not just about having the plan in place. It's about planning and actually sticking to the plan and executing. So that is the main thing about launching your new thing, your new product, your new service, your new subscription box, your new whatever. It's about creating a plan, sticking to the plan, and executing quickly. I went to my normal time. Okay, Bella has some stomach. Oh, okay. And it was storming too. Oh, got you. All right. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning. I hope Bella is feeling better. What did Bella eat? Did she eat something she wasn't supposed to eat? Good morning, everybody. Tell me how you are doing this morning. Again, we are talking about launching this morning. Launching this morning. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you launching anything? Are you stuck when it comes to this? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here in these streets? Good morning, Bridget. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? How are you doing? Let me see. Focus. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? I need you guys to talk to me. What's going on? What's popping? What's popping in your area? Are you ready to take on the day? Are you ready to take on the assignment? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. She didn't eat last night. She's super finicky and eats when she wants to. Oh, it's always a self. You probably didn't give her the food she wanted to eat, and she's on strike. She is on strike. That's what I'm thinking. All right, you guys. So y'all ready for today? Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready for today. 1s in the chat if you are ready for the day. Ready for the day. 1s in the chat, y'all. 1s in the chat. Yes? We ready? Ready? Just need some coffee. Get that coffee percolating. Let's go. Get the coffee ready, Julie. Let's get it going. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. I did LOL. I went out at 8 to go get some, to pick some up. She spoiled rotten. Yep, you spoiled her. You spoiled her. We had a dog, unfortunately. Well, we had a dog, and she used to go on strike. Like she knew exactly what she wanted to eat. She really cared. She really liked real food, and she didn't care for dog food, and she um did not care for dry dog food for sure. And so she would let it sit there for like a day, and she would not eat it. She would go on strike, and she stuck to her wits. Stuck right to her wits. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? How are you doing this amazing morning? All right, y'all got it together. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Y'all said y'all ready for the morning, so we ready to go. Yeah, she did not eat it at all. She was like, I don't eat dry dog food. Like, what y'all thought? And so Sean will always have to get her like canned dog food, and it had to be a specific kind. And some stuff she just wouldn't eat, and you could hide stuff in her food, and she'll senses in there and would not eat it. Would not. She likes the fresh made. Yes, that the one on the chicken, the rice on that. That's the kind of stuff she liked too. Yep, yep, yep. That's what. And she hardly like rice, chicken, real food, popcorn. She loved popcorn because I would throw it at her all the time. She don't like anything with a gravy consistency. Oh, she is really picky. She's like, it's the texture for me. That's what Bella's saying. Bella's saying it's the texture for me. Okay, you guys. So let's get into this today. Let's get right into it. Good morning, Nene. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, you guys. I'm gonna need you guys to let me know if you downloaded the templates that I sent out yesterday. Put a 1 in the chat if you did, put a 2 if you did not. And let me know if you even got the templates. I sent it via email, and I also put it in the Honor Society. Did anybody check and see the templates that I put in the Honor Society and in the emails? Did anybody see it? 1's in the chat if you saw it. 1's in the chat if you saw it and you downloaded it. 1's in the chat. Oh, I gotta fix Jamie's code. 1's in the chat, y'all. 1's in the chat. 1 and yes. Okay. All right. So now no emails. Yes. 1s. 2 don't know anything about it. All right, Nene. I don't think you were you here the whole time yesterday? I think you were going into work. So you may have missed it, but I did send out an email, and I did add it to the Honor Society. And it's your SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, your one sec. Sorry. I'm trying to see if I could find this code, but I can't. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Just printed it. Yes. I want you guys. I gotta focus. I should have did this beforehand, but I didn't. I didn't do it. Let me see. Jamie. Oh, I know why. I think I spelled her name wrong. Yep, I did. All right. So I know what I did wrong. All right. Good morning, Trina. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning. 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 All right. So I sent you guys out a SWOT analysis, and your SWOT analysis is your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Right. Good morning, cousin. Hey, Miss Quell. Good morning, Kelly. So those that is what I sent you out, and I sent you out like not a template so much, but I sent a few questions so you could start getting the thoughts going, so that you can analyze it. And so the reason why I wanted to send that out to you for the pre-launch is so that you can analyze what you need to fix, what you need to focus on, what you need to fix, how you need to prepare your planning and your preparing and your execution. So that's the reason why I sent that out to you guys, so you can kind of get a visual of what your strengths are, what's your weaknesses, so that you can fix them, what opportunities that you have in the market, what opportunities that other places or other markets or other businesses are missing that you can hit, what groups of customers you can hit that they're not hitting, and who's your threats. Like if who would be a threat to your business, or who would be a threat to your launch, or who would be a threat to what you got going on, right? And not so much as like, oh, I'm gonna take you down, but just like your competition, and maybe they're gonna overshadow you by doing A, B, and C. So it's just about becoming aware of what the threats are. So does everybody understand what I'm saying right now? Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Good morning, Sydney. Good morning, Dee. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is the last post in the Honor Society. If you go to the Honor Society, as soon as you go in, it'll say recent activity. That is the last post that I put. I put 2 templates up there. 2 templates. Good morning, Janae. Good morning. All right. So everybody understands what I'm saying. So I wanted you guys to be aware of what your strengths are. Do you guys know what your strengths are? Good morning, Candace. If you know what your strengths are, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 and say, I know. A 1, I know. 1, I know. If you know what your strengths are. I got homework then. Thanks. Yes, yes, and yes. And I don't want you, I want you guys to like do it, but I really want you to, I don't want you to look at it. I want you to do it. That's what I want to say. I want you to actually do it so that you can kind of get an idea of what needs to be done. Because once you analyze yourself and you see where you are struggling at, you could fix those things, because you know that you're struggling in those areas. You know that maybe, okay, budgeting is not my thing, so this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to budget. Planning is not my thing, so this is what I'm going to have to do to plan. I put alerts in my phone now so that I can make sure on those particular times that I want to post, because I'm checking my insights and I'm seeing when my customers are on or when my followers are on. I know that I'm going to post on those specific times, because we know Black Friday event, right? Because that's what I said. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday is going to be an event, right? So the event is coming. And so since the event is coming, I need to make sure that I'm front and center in front of my customers, because I do want to be top of mind, right? So you guys need to know what you are strong at, what you are weak at, so you can fix those things. And then, you can start making adjustments to move accordingly. If you keep operating and you don't do anything about the weaknesses that you have, you're not addressing those at all, they're just going to become bigger. Right? And they're just going to be like a snowball, and they're just going to keep going and going and going and going and going. Right? So we know what our strengths are. Did anybody write their strengths down? Say, I wrote my strengths down if you did. Yeah, I did. That's what I did. I wrote my strengths down. Say that. If you did. If you wrote your strengths down, please put it in the comments. Jamie. All right. When Jamie walks in the room, you guys remind me. If you wrote your strengths down, say, I wrote my strengths down. I wrote them down. Okay. You guys. And on this worksheet, I created this worksheet yesterday, and I wrote down some questions that you may want to ask yourself. You can put more in there. You can answer other questions if you want. This is not a final thing. This is just to get your juices flowing. This is just to give you an idea. I wrote them down. Did an email go out yesterday? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Check your spam to make sure it's not in your spam. No, I'm working on them today. I printed the document out before I left to work yesterday. Got you. All right. So I just gave you some examples of questions to ask yourself. And then you may have come up with something along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't realize I'm strong at this too. You know what I'm saying? It's just to get your mind going. So I have your strength, the things that you do well, right? What do you do well? Not yet. We'll work on it today. Okay. So I have, what do you do well? Do you sell? Do you create? Like, what do you do well? Do you speak to people? Are you outgoing? Like, what is it about you for your business that you do well? Good morning, Tanya. Good morning. What do your customers like about your business? Do you guys know what your customers like about your business? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what your customers like about your business. Put a 2 if you haven't started your business yet. Put a 1 if you know what your customers like about your business. Let's go. Quick. Let's move along. We got a lot to cover today. And what y'all got? All right. So what do you do well? And what do your customers like about your business? And put a 1 if you know what they like. Okay, so Bridget and Sydney did not start your business. Janae haven't started yet. Okay. Do you plan on launching this year or next year for the 2s? Good morning, April. Good morning, Betty Rose. You are started, but what are we saying with the 2? All right. You don't know what your customers like? Okay, so we're working on our strengths right now. So we're next year for me. Got you. What do your customers like about your business? That's a strength, right? You want to know what that is. What is your unique selling proposition? Like, what makes you so different? What makes your business different? Do you guys know what makes your business different? I'm shooting more for the new year. Okay, got you. Next year. Okay, so you guys should be good and ready by next year. No sales have been with people I know. No, oh, my sales. Okay, been people I know. That's where it starts. It starts there, right? Good morning, Kay. Good morning. Oh, FYI, you guys, today is 10% Tuesday with Kay. I push classic collections, and my earrings, you know, my feather ones with the rhinestone drip, she got them back in stock. I bought the last pair, but she got them back. So if you guys want to purchase them, y'all can go and join her at noon for 10% Tuesday. So I done missed everything. Lord of mercy. Almost out of this meeting now. All right, so we want to know what makes us different. What's our unique selling proposition? What makes us different from Bath and Body Works? What makes us better? What makes us different than Victoria's Secret? What makes us different than any brand out there? What is unique about what you have? You need to know that, right? So that would be your strength. Once you acknowledge what that is, then you'll be able to sell from that point, right? Because you need to know what makes you different, because without you knowing what makes you different, you're just going to be in a sea of people doing the same thing. There's a bunch of people that selling body butter, right? A whole bunch of people that selling body butter. There's a whole bunch of people selling colored body butter. There's a whole bunch of people selling different things, right? But what makes yours different? It could be the same thing, but what makes it different? At 7:30 tonight. Oh, sorry, you guys. It's 7:30 tonight. 10% Tuesday, 7:30 tonight. Follow Kay and she'll keep you updated. Follow Push Classic Collections on Instagram and she will keep you updated as to when she is going to go live. So let me put her in the chat. Push Classic Collections. 10% Tuesday is tonight. Y'all want my feather earrings? They're back. Okay. So what makes you different? It's a bunch of people selling bath bombs. Why am I different? I know April, because April has showed a bath bomb that she got from like a major company or whatever. And she was like, it barely fizzed, it barely colored the water, it barely did any of that. So if that company is doing this, but this company is more well known than your company, and your bath bomb has much more benefits and more the quality is better, the color, you get color when you put it in the bathtub, you get fizzing and floating action, you get bubbles, you get action, you get all kinds of stuff with this bath bomb, right? But that's her unique selling proposition, right? Because she knows that mainstream bath bombs don't operate like this. They can't do what I can do. This is what I can do. Let me show you the difference from getting this bath bomb and getting my bath bomb. That's not putting them down. That's just doing a comparison. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? You could have the same thing. We could sell the same product, but what makes me different? Your story is going to be different. Your process is going to be different. Everything is going to be different. The who you talking to is going to be different. The way you speak to them is going to be different. Your branding is going to be different. Everything is going to be different. You need to understand what your unique thing is about you and your brand. Yes, everybody understands what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat. You need to understand what makes your brand unique from anybody else that is selling the same exact thing. If I sold the candle and I see Latrice is in the chat, so Latrice is selling a candle, I'm selling a candle. The difference between the candles is I'm not Heartbeat Candles, right? I'm Bubble Babes. And so since I'm Bubble Babes, I'm going to speak about my experience through Bubble Babes' eyes. Latrice is going to be speaking about Heartbeat Candles through her eyes. Her story is different. Her story is unique. Everybody's story is unique to them. Your story is your story. You're not going to have, you may have similar characteristics in your story, but your story is always going to be different because everybody on this earth is different. Everybody has something that is different that they have to offer. Things may be similar, but they're not the same. Get it? Yes, yes, and yes. So you guys need to know what makes your brand unique. You need to know that. And when you do know that, that is going to be one of your strengths, right? That's going to be your strength because nobody else, you know that saying, you are you, and Dr. Seuss have one, nobody could be more youer than you. Then there's another one, you are you, and that's your superpower. Like, these quotes are there for a reason because you are the only person on this entire earth. You are unique, period. Period. Now make your brand unique. If you looked at somebody else, and this is the thing, when you look at somebody else, get inspiration, right? Do not imitate. Do not copy the same exact thing that they're doing. Gather some inspiration and make it your own. That is what's so beautiful about everybody on this earth, because we have the option, the opportunity to take something and turn it into something that will be uniquely ours. Yes, yes, and yes. That helps you target your audience more. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That helps you niche down, niche down, whatever the word is, niche down your audience. And that way you can speak specifically to those people, because you don't want to be speaking to everybody. You want to be speaking to the people who want you. You want to be speaking to the people who want your thing. You want to be speaking to the people who are interested in what you have. They may not have yet converted, but they're interested. You want to be speaking to those people. You want to be speaking to those people who don't even know that they need your thing. Right? But when you bring it down and you figure out who your customer is and stop talking to everybody, you'll be able to speak to those specific people and you'll be able to bring them on in. Bring them on into your world, right? Bring them on into your world. Yes? All right. So the next thing I have is, do you have a strong brand awareness? Do you know what your branding is? Do you know what your brand is all about? And do other people know what your brand is all about? In your head, you may have your idea of what your branding is. There was, okay, so I'm gonna use Jasmine. Jasmine, I know you pivoting right now, so I'm gonna use you as an example. We were talking about branding, and I believe that Jasmine's brand is so on point. And if you guys have been with me for a while, you already know that I feel like Jasmine's brand is amazing. Everything fits. The colors fit, the aesthetic fit, the scents fit. Everything fits in Jasmine's brand, right? And so what my idea was about what her brand was about relaxation and spa and all this, that kind of thing, right? Zen. That's what I thought it was, right? Tranquility, peace, calm. That is what I thought Jasmine's brand was about, right? But Jasmine, when we were talking about branding some time ago, she was saying it has something to do with corporate women, and there was corporate women and taking time for themselves and stuff like that. But what I got from what I saw from the aesthetic didn't match what she was saying. So it wasn't connecting to a corporate woman. It was connecting to somebody who needed the relaxation. That part connected, but the corporate women taking care of themselves, it didn't connect to me. So is your brand awareness, like, do your customers know, or are you expressing what that is? Are you speaking that language to your customers or to your audience? Do they know what you represent? Do they know what your branding is all about? Is there a clear vision to your brand? What is, and if you're not clear about the vision on your brand, then you need to have clarity about what you're doing, because you're always going to be spinning your wheels if you do not know who you're speaking to. Because then you're always going to be saying, oh, well, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, but you don't know who you're speaking to, so you can't speak. Like, if I spoke a different language, and this is what I said to you before, if I speak a different language, no matter how slow I speak to you, no matter what I say to you, you're not going to understand me. No matter if I'm using hand gestures or whatever, you're not going to understand me if you do not speak my language, right? So your people need to speak your language so that they can understand you fully. Right? Do we understand that? Put ones in the chat if we get it. Put a one in the chat if we got it. Ones in the chat. And as Latrice was saying, if you would like to get my fabulous mug, you can go to bubblebabesuniversity.com, click the campus store, and get you some spirit gear. Get you some spirit stuff. Okay, so let's see. Jasmine says, yes, why I'm pivoting again. That's why I'm pivoting again. Connecting that spa vibe to my full brand overall. More natural, more relaxation, encouragement, and relaxation and self-care. And I see that. I see, like, your brand is a calm. You know what I'm saying? Your brand is, let's bring it down. It's beautiful, it's crisp, it's clean, it's pristine. That is what I see from your brand. Again, if that's not the messaging, then the messaging needs to be worked on, but not Jasmine, period. I'm just saying for anybody. If that wasn't the message that she wanted to get across, then it would have to be changed, right? So you guys need to be clear with your branding. That's colors, logos, all of that, fonts, all of that is a part of it. It is not the thing, right? It is not the main thing. The main thing is you want them to get the feeling, the vibe, the wording, the message, the values, the morals. All of that is part of your branding. That is the major part of your branding. The major part of your branding is the feeling that you want people to take away from this product, this brand, this business. That's what you want them to take away. Right? It's always going to be a feeling that you leave your customers with. Yes, the product is amazing, but how are they connecting to you? Because there's got to be that emotional trigger for them in order for them to spend their hard-earned money with you, right? So what was it about you that made them spend this money with you? So you have to figure out your emotional relationship, or your emotional triggers, or the emotional connections that you're going to have with your customers. So you need to know that as well. And all of the other stuff takes, that helps too, but it's not the main thing. Your logo, your colors, your fonts, the cohesiveness, All of that is a part of it, but the major part is the feeling. The feeling. What do you want people to feel? So you guys understand what I'm saying about that. Then you want to make sure that you have customer loyalty, right? So you created this buzz, you created this thing, and now you need to have loyal customers. You want customers that are going to come back. How are you going to have them come back? Your strength is that you already have the customer purchase from you, right? So they loved what you have, but now how you going to keep them? And now you have to think about, okay, so I got the customer, now how am I going to keep them? You guys need to write that down. I got the customer, now how do I keep them? What's going to keep them here? Think outside of you for a second. Well, actually, not think outside of you. Think of you as that customer, right? Think of you as that customer and see what would make me stay at a company. What would make me purchase again from a company? What would make me want to talk about this company to my friends, right? What are those things that you like about different companies so that you could put that and use that in your own company? Because when you use that in your own company, you thinking about it. You know, they always say that you sell the way you buy the way you sell, right? So if I'm purchasing something, it's because the people who were selling something to me had something about them that I liked. So what is it that they had so that you could capture that, so that when you're selling your thing to somebody else, that can transfer to them? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you're going to buy, right? But that's how they're going to buy. Yes. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning. So you got to think about what triggers you to buy from other people so that you can think about that and bring it into your fold and say, how can I use this for my customers? My son is calling me. One sec. I can't even pause it. Okay, can you guys see me? I think I was paused for a second. But can you guys see me now? Yes, yes, and yes. Let me send Sean a message, make sure my son is okay. Sorry, you guys. One sec. Gotta check on the kid. Who's not a kid. He's a grown man, but gotta check on him. Uh, 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 uh. I'm frozen. All right, y'all. Am I back? All right. Okay. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kara. Good morning. Take your time. Kids come first. Yes, family first. Yes, he's calling, but he knows I'm live, so. All right. Okay. All right, so I told Sean to check. Okay, so what about it? What about some other companies that triggers you to want to buy? Remember, use that same thing and see how you can make it your own so that you could use that to target your customers. Yes? Everybody put ones in the chat, right? You got your customer. How you going to keep your customer? You got to think about how you're going to keep them, right? And that's what I'm saying. You think about it the way you like to purchase. So the way you like to purchase, you got to think about it. You got to come at them the way you like to purchase, right? So if you know that you like to be sold or you like for people to explain things to you, then perhaps you're going to have to do more explaining to your customers. If you know that you don't want to be messed with too much, then maybe you want to do that, but then keep all of the information somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So they can come back and check it on their own. You know, like if you're going through a store, whatever, you don't like people breathing down your back. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta, your shopping pattern, the way you purchase is the way you want to make sure that you're speaking to your customers. Because if you know, if they're anything like you, and most of the time they are, you know, you want to speak to them that way. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so we got that. Now we said, what's unique about your products, right? So think about it. We already spoke about your unique selling proposition, right? But what is unique about your products? Do you know what's unique about your products? So think about it. Is it your ingredients? Is it your vessels? Is it your containers? Are they BPA free? Are they all glass so that is less waste? Is it uh wherever you source your ingredients from, is that unique? Is the colorings that you use unique? Is it the process that you do that's unique? What is unique about your product? Do you guys know that? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what's unique about your product. Like the process, is it the ingredients, is it the quality of the products, is it the fragrance oils that you use, is it that you don't use fragrance oils and you use essential oils, is it that you don't use plastic because you want to reduce waste, is it eco-friendly, is it what, like what's unique about your products? You guys need to write that down. Don't leave it in your head. It needs to be written down on a piece of paper, because once you know what's unique about your product, you can also use that in your language when you're speaking to your customers. How to you know, what makes your brand different? You know, what makes us unique is that we use jars that are sourced from blah 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 blah. It's American made, and we want to support the economy, and ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? What is unique that you add to your product? What's your unique process? This is going to be something you also use in your language. This is also a strength, right? Because I'm using essential oils. Essential oils is not cheap. Essential oils is very expensive. But I do know that if I'm using essential oils is a more natural oil. Da 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 da. It's pressed from here. Da 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 da. You have a unique process into why you are using this type of ingredient. Right? So you guys need to write that down. You need to know that, because that needs to come across in the language as well. They need to be fully aware of what's going on with your product. If you have some beautiful, unique qualities about your product, but you're not telling your people, then it's basically is a loss, because they will never know, because you can't assume that they know, right? You got to make sure that you're informing them. You got to speak to them as if they don't know every single time, right? So when I say, okay, my brush me off soap is an all natural soap. It cleans, conditions, and sanitizes in one easy step. It's a natural it's the process from scratch. I don't use pre-made bases. That's my unique process, right? I don't just chop my soap up and melt it in a microwave, or chop my soap up and put it on a double boiler or whatever. That's not my process. My process is I'm measuring out all of my ingredients. I made sure I formulated this particular recipe so that my brush soap can do what I needed it to do. I wanted it to clean, condition, and sanitize. And it was important for me to have 100% natural. So when I'm saying that, or it's important for me to have only used goat's milk, because goat's milk does blah, 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 blah. That's unique in my process, right? And so since that's unique in my process, I make sure that I say that in all of my messaging. So whenever you see anything about my Brush Me Off soap, you'll see that it says it's 100% natural. I have 2 versions. I have a vegan version and a regular version. It cleans, conditions, and sanitizes in 1 easy steps. And it can do this and it can do that, because that is my unique process. So you guys need to figure out what your unique process is so that you can use that in your languages. Your language. Because when you are when you are producing your content, you guys are like, I don't have content. You got plenty of content. You got plenty of content, and keeping your customers educated and informed, that is going to allow them to be easier when it comes to the transaction. When you're selling something, they're going to want it because you've done put all of this effort and time and research and development into this product. They want it now. Yes, yes, and yes. So that is a strength. Know what your unique process is. If that's in your ingredients, your whatever, make sure you know that. Put ones in the chat if you picking up what I'm putting down. Yes, yes, yes. So these are your strengths, right? What do you have that your competitors don't have? That's another strength, right? Because again, only you could be you. So what do you have that's unique, not unique, but what do you have that your competitors do not have? Right? I have the ability to speak to my customers at any given moment. I have the ability to go live at any given moment to speak to my customers. I can ask my customers at any given time, what do they want from me? What do they want to see? I can change a product on a dime. I can do this on a dime. Oh, you didn't like cornstarch in it? Oh, don't worry. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make you somebody butter with arrowroot powder. Arrowroot powder, da 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 da. And I'm gonna give you. I can do that, right? That gives me a heads up. What? Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Okay. So, again, what skills that you have that your competitors do not have? Okay. All right. So, what skills you have and what resources that you could utilize that your competitors can't. Big box big companies, they can't get on live whenever they feel like it, right? They can't speak to their people whenever they feel like it. It's got to be a whole thing. It's got to go through a whole bunch of people in order for them to make that one decision, right? But the thing about you, which is, you're smaller, so you're able to pivot. You're able to utilize different tools because you can make those changes immediately, whereas those have to go through the channels and then they have to, figure out what the finalized thing is and then say what they're going to say. They can't just go, right? You can. So these are your strengths, and you guys want to know what your strengths are. Yes, yes, and yes, we get it. We get it. We get it. Put hands up, put claps, put emojis. I don't care what you put up. Put something up if you know what your strengths are. Yes, we got the strengths together. We got the strengths together. Again, this is going to be what you can use in your language. This is going to be used in your processing. This is going to be used when you are trying to sell something, right? So this is important for your launch, your pre-launch, and your post-launch. This is important for you, right? Because you need to know these things. You can't just say, I'm going to put out a product and know that you're not going to do any of the work behind that. You have to properly prepare, right? So what I have down is a cycle for you guys, like to focus, to fix it, to plan, prepare, and execute, right? So if you focus on the things that you are strong in, which you are weak in, which you need to fix, and what, you know what I'm saying? If you focus on those things, then you can fix them. After you fix them or put things in place so that you can fix them or you can work on them so you can be better at them. So then you fix them, and after you fix those things, or after you start the process of fixing these things, now you can prepare your plan, right? Now you can prepare the things that you need to do so you can plan accordingly. Then after you set out your plan, you can execute. And this is why I wanted you guys to fill out a SWOT analysis so that you guys could see what these things are before you go ahead and say, my launch wasn't successful. My product didn't hit. There's a reason why the product didn't hit. There's a reason why the launch wasn't successful. And these are the things that we need to work on before we even get there. Right? That's the same thing like saying you're getting into a relationship. You can't get into a relationship with all of your baggage and expect that relationship to be different than your last relationship, because you brought everything from your last relationship into this relationship, and that's what you got. Right? So that's the same thing. You're going to take your baggage from your failed launch. You're taking your baggage from the product that didn't work. You're taking your baggage from something that didn't work for you. And then you starting something new. And then you bringing that all that baggage with you. And you didn't change anything. You didn't fix anything. You didn't make any adjustments or anything. And so that same thing is the next thing is going to be like the last thing, because you didn't do anything to fix it. So that is why I wanted you guys to actually fill out this form, or fill out the sheet, so that you guys can have an idea of where you need to work at and what you need to do and how you can plan better. Okay. All right. So we got some emojis popping. All right. I'm printing my sheet as we speak. All right. Now come on with the source. Okay. Okay. I'm coming with the source now. Good morning, Danny. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we got it. All right. So now let's address the weaknesses. Everybody does not like to address the weaknesses. Everybody likes to think that they're good at everything, and we're not. And so we need to make sure we know what these weaknesses are, so that we can fix them, so that we can make adjustments. If we can't fix them ourselves, then we can get the education, or we can hire somebody to do it. But in order for those things to happen, we have to make sure that we address them, right? The weaknesses have to be addressed, right? So, where in your business can you improve? Where in your business can you improve? Like, period. Where can you improve? I for sure am not. Where can you improve? Is it in budgeting? Is it in planning? Is it in being organized? Is it in being clear on what your messaging is? Is it being clear on who you're targeting? Is it clarity? Is it production? Is it vendors? Is it like you don't know where to source your stuff from? Like, where are your weaknesses? Right? So what could you improve on? What other things can you improve? I know for me, planning, I can do planning a whole lot better, and I can organize a whole lot better, because I know that once I start getting my mind going, things start to get cluttered, and that's how the things are setting in my head. So I know a weakness for me is being cluttered. Right. And so I need to work on being organized. I need to stop writing on a million different pieces of paper, and I need to analyze, put my stuff in one place. I say this to you guys all the time, because it is something that I'm consistently working on. Right. It doesn't just happen to be like, oh, I got it, it's fixed. It's not fixed. It's something that I'm consistently working on. Right. What are your weaknesses? Where can you improve? Where in this game can you improve? You know it. You know that if you say that you want to produce a product, and you know that you're not producing any content at all, you know that you are not, there's no consistent schedule, you don't have any content that you're constantly putting out, you don't have any of that, and you know that you struggle with content, but you're not fixing it, right? So we need to actively see what that is, so that we can make these improvements. Right. So Yolanda says organization, clarity, and planning. You just named all of them for real. Planning and marketing. Yes, me too. Hold on now. Don't call us out like that. I'm like I said, I speak from where I'm at. I speak from myself, because I'm speaking for you, because I speak for myself. So I'm speaking from where I'm at, and it may or may not resonate, but I think it is. So yes, where can you improve? If you know organization is where you struggle at, this morning I actually had to take, and this is me being a work in progress, I had to take all of the small pieces of paper that I had that I write. Like sometimes I just have an idea. I'll fold the paper in half and I'll start writing. And then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna remember, I'm gonna do, and I don't, and it's gone, right? So it's on the table somewhere until I come back to it, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to do blah 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 blah. So what I did this morning was I took everything, I put it on post-its, I took everything off my whiteboard, and I put it on post-its, and I put it up on the board so I could throw those papers away. So now everything is in one place. I don't have to go searching through papers. I don't have to go searching through ideas. I don't have to go finding things. Everything is already on those little post-its and it's on my board. Right? So I know that that was a weakness for me, but that's me actively working towards organization. So you need to actively be working towards your improvement. Right? So let's see. Kara says consistency. Yes. Yes. Nikki Trina says, yes, Nikki, the multiple sticky notes and writing on different pieces of paper is definitely an issue. I've been trying to be better. It's all in a folder and I'm going to clean up. Okay. Poor execution. This is from Jasmine. Ineffective planning. Shiny thing syndrome. I got it. I totally know because I'm like, glitter, a bird, a squirrel. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. And I reel myself in. I'm like, girl, focus. Budgeting and finance, back end in general. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Good morning, Lakeisha. Keisha. Miss Quell says, well, Jasmine, I'm your twin today. Planning and organization from Janae. We are going to do better. Quell, yes. Same as Jasmine said, organization and budget and my budget and following my plan. Organization, clarity, planning, budgeting, financing, and focus. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yes, we are causing the professor. We are causing the professor is beating us today. Yes, yes, yes. You got to get it together. Get it together. So you know that this is your weakness. Hey, BBU tribe. Hey, Kara. You know that this is your weakness. What can you do to fix it? What can you do to fix it? Budgeting is your weakness. There's a whole spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet in the Honor Society to fix your budgeting, to put your money in the buckets that it's supposed to be in. If you know that budgeting is your problem, go get the spreadsheet. Organization is your problem, print you out a planner sheet. Having a million pieces of paper all over this place, put it on the board so that you can follow through. Right? So we need to address our weaknesses and improve them accordingly. Right? And you don't have to go and try to change and do it. You try to change it immediately, like not even gonna say not immediately, but you're trying to change it like so what's the word? So sharp. You got to make small adjustments. Right? You got to make small adjustments because that way it'll stay, it'll stick, it'll resonate. You create a habit and you'll continue with it, and you make yourself disciplined about that habit. I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to check my budget this many times. If I got to put an alert in my phone, this is what I'm going to do. I got to make sure I'm doing this. I'm going to put it in my calendar so that I can do it. Put it in your calendar so that the things can be done. Put an alert on your phone so your phone is going to beep when you need to do that thing. Fill up your phone with these alerts so that you can get the things done. Right? Everything except making and designing the product. Yes, because that's the fun stuff. The fun stuff, nobody has a problem with the fun stuff. It's the stuff that's not so fun that then becomes our problem. That becomes our Achilles heel. Right? So we gotta do better. We gotta do better. I have a whole QuickBooks that I don't look at. Okay, shame on me. Okay, organization. I have multiple sticky notes as well, also bookkeeping. Okay, and if you know that maybe you can hire somebody out, maybe you can barter with somebody. Like my aunt was doing my bookkeeping for a while until she got busy and she couldn't, but maybe you can barter with somebody. But then again, you want to make sure that you are paying attention because you don't want to be bartering with somebody and they're not focused because you're not paying them, and then the job doesn't get done right, and then things go through the cracks, and guess where you going? Straight to jail. So you want to maybe not maybe not the barter thing. So let's see. Shame. Okay. Oh, and a ton of journals. Yes, I have a ton of journals too. I have a little bit of something in every little book. Every one. I'm working with my website designer to also help me set up marketing tools that are set it and forget it. Yes, yes, yes. Me too, Kay. Yes, I have journals and planners everywhere. I need to sell those. Sell them. Sell them. Get rid of them. Get them out the house. Get them unclutter. I said I'm gonna have a day where I unclutter stuff so I can have some clarity in my mind and in my spirit. Budgeting and focusing. I actually like sticky notes. I love sticky notes myself. I love any school supplies, period. But I actually love sticky notes. I just pull them off and throw them away as I do things on the list. Yes, I put my whiteboard up last night to keep up with all my notes instead of being in a million notebooks. Yes, because when they're in notebooks, you never check them, right? Until when you do check them, it's too late because you already did the thing and that thing's already passed. So yes, yes, and yes. So those are the things we know needs to be improved. We've already everybody said what needs to be improved. Now, how can you improve them? What can you do? What systems are you going to put in place so that you can actually do them? So if you know, okay, I'm going to stop writing on a bunch of notes, a bunch of paper all over the place, and in a bunch of notebooks and put them in one specific area. What's that specific area? Is it your whiteboard? Is it what? Is it a wall? Like what is it? Put it in that place. Hello, LCOs. Um, OMG, listening to this live makes me feel so behind and doing my business stuff. Oh, so sorry. Another reason why you should join the Honor Society. Hey. All right. So, another weakness. What do your customers complain about? I'm gonna say one for me. Sometimes my process is a little long, so people don't like 3 to 7 days or sometimes longer. They don't like that, right? So that's a weakness for me. How can I make my weakness a strength? I can create my shipping time to be much quicker. I could have the products on hand. I could make sure that it's available. I could make sure that I put the stock up on the website, accurate stock on the website when I am posting, so that when they order, the shipping process is not going to be that long. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that for me is a weakness because that's what customers say about my product. So what are customers saying about your stuff that is a weakness to you? Right? Let's say maybe your hot throw is not good or your cold throw isn't good. So what could you do to make that? What can you do to make that adjustment? Let's say you too slow with whatever, right? How can you make your process faster? What could you do to make it faster? So take that weakness and make it a strength. Um, I know I'm a procrastinator and hardworking at the same time, but I get things done. So prioritizing is an issue for me. Yes, yes, and yes, because a lot of people like to use that as, because you could get the job done when you have a limited amount of time, doesn't mean that you're getting the job done as best as you could, right? So just because I got it done and I beat my deadline, don't mean that I was efficient in doing it. Doesn't mean that I did everything that I could. Had I had a clearer mind, I could have done more. I could have gave a better experience had I had more time. I could have delivered better. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to use procrastination and getting the job done, but I still make my deadlines as an excuse, right? Because then that means that you lack somewhere else. Then your mind is not clear enough. So you could have delivered a better experience, but being that you were right at the moment, you couldn't because you didn't have time, right? So you don't want that to be an excuse. Let's see. What do your competitors do that is better than what you do, right? What do they do? Do they ship quicker? Do they have the items in stock? What do they do that's better than you? I wouldn't say so much that's a weakness. That's just a difference to me. But you want to make sure you're looking at that. So if you, not even your competitors, who do you admire and what do they do that you don't? Right? Who do you admire? What do they do that you don't? Do people know you? What can you do for people to know you? Right? So you're not out there. How do you get yourself out there? How do you get people to know you exist? It's a weakness because you have full access to give people the experience of you, but you are not showing them who you are, what you do. So how can you show up and show them who you are and what you do? right? Who's the person behind this brand? Who is this brand? Because you may not be selling anything, and it may not be because your product is bad. It may just be because they don't know who you are. And since they don't know, they can't buy. How can people know you? Right? How can you put yourself out there so that they can know who you are? Is there any skills that you lack? Are there any bad habits that you have? We have procrastination in here. We have organization. We have budgeting in here. So we know that these are some things that need to be worked on. What could you do? Can you get a book? Can you read can you read uh, 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 a lesson online? Can you listen to a podcast? Can you listen to an audio book? Could you, like, what could you do? Could you look at a YouTube video for you to fix it? Can you get a budgeting app? Can you get some kind of planning app? Like, could you get a planner and you put everything in a planner? Like, what could you do to help you? Right? Because everything is learnable, everything is fixable. So how can you fix it and make sure that you're taking those actionable steps to fix those things? Do you have no sales? That's a weakness, right? Because if you don't have sales, you can't be making money. So how can you get sales, right? So that's another thing. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry, y'all. Let's see. How can you increase your customers' average order? So let's say you have a $5 product, and so they're only buying one thing. That's a weakness, especially if you have a goal that you want to be making a certain amount, and you can't make it unless you have more people buying that $5 thing, right? So if you don't have more people buying that $5 thing, then I need this person that's buying that $5 thing to now make this a $20 thing so that I could get to my goal, right? So how can you make that happen? What could you offer? Can you upsell it? Can you offer a bundle? What can you do so that you can increase the average order? Right? That's another thing that you want to write down and address. What resources that your competitors have that you don't have? Did you know that you can go on, if somebody has a Shopify store, you can use Koala Inspector, and that's a Chrome plugin. You could use Koala Inspector to see what apps they're using so that you can also use those apps too. That's a gem. So if you know that you like a certain company, let's say I like Truly Beauty. So I'm gonna go and see if Truly Beauty has a shop on Shopify. I can use that app, that plugin, and I could see what apps they have, what apps they use, and then I could utilize those things too. Put a one in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. One in the chat. Ones in the chat. If you get what I'm saying. Yes, y'all good? Y'all still with me? Am I doing too much? Am I good? Am I good? So we went over your strengths. We went over your weaknesses. Am I good? Y'all want me to keep going, or y'all want me to pause it and continue this in the morning? And let me know. I know I'm giving you a lot to munch on, but I want to make sure that you guys got it, and I don't want to overwhelm you with information or things to do, because if you have too many things to do, nothing's going to get done. All right, you guys, let me know if you want me to keep going. We still have O and T. Let me know if you want me to keep going, or you want to address O and T tomorrow. Like, what do we want to do? What are we doing here, sis? Let me know. All right, I got one. Keep going. You guys, let me know. Let me know. You got to go. You got to what? You got to do something. What? Keep going. I got two. All right, y'all. What we doing? The next one is your O, and that's your opportunities. The next one is your threats. So those are the last two. So we did your strengths, your weaknesses, and your opportunities and your threats, right? So these things, okay. All right. So we're going to keep going. We're keeping the party going. So what do you have, right? Nobody else has. We did that, right? And what opportunities are out there for you to take full advantage of? Like, how can you take advantage of people that they are not talking to, right? Like, maybe your competition is not speaking to a certain demographic, right? But that demographic is your demographic. How can you speak to that demographic? I know Miss Quell is a lot about self healing, and I see you and getting there and keep on moving even when things get hard. So let's say you like Bath and Body Works, but they don't have that message. So now I'm gonna speak to those people who like Bath and Body Works, but I'm gonna give them this message because they need this. They need to know that I see them. I know that Yolanda likes luxury but fun, right? So her market would be kind of like a Mariah Carey who loves like Hello Kitty, but she's glamorous and she's doing all of that. So I need to be speaking to the divas. So who's speaking? I know that Tiffany's not speaking to the fun loving people. So how can I address the Tiffany people, the people that love Tiffany's, but I want them to have fun and love baths and bubble baths and luxurious fuzzy fun bath bombs? Like, how can I get them to enjoy that? How can I get them to enjoy bubblegum lotion, right? How can I get them to do that? They're missing out. They're only speaking to the luxury people, right? So they're missing out on those people that you want to connect to, right? So that's an opportunity for you. I want the luxury people, but I want them to have fun, right? There's ways to you don't just people are not just one thing. People are multifaceted, right? So just because they love luxury does not mean that they don't love fun. So now how I could bring that together? That's my opportunity because that's my lane, right? So you guys figure out what your lane is and see where your competition is not talking to the people who you are trying to address. Like, and how can you get to them? How do you reach out to them? Right? Do we have that? We have it. Yes, yes, and yes. Addressing competitors' weaknesses. If they are not doing something and customers want it, how can you provide it? That's what I wrote down, and that's what I just said. Are people shifting more in your favor? Let's say Bath and Body Works. I'm going to keep on using them, right? Let's say people are going away from using Bath and Body Bath and Body Works, and now they're shifting into your lane, right? Now they're shifting into smaller business. They're shifting into people that are doing handmade products. And if they're shifting to you, how can you take advantage of that opportunity and speak to those people, because they're leaving here and they're coming here. So you need to meet them in the middle somewhere so that you could grab them. How are you going to grab them? Right? That's an opportunity. So you want to make sure that you are, if they're shifting, that, and it's in your favor, that you are addressing those people, right? You don't want to just lose them. Yes, yes, and yes, we got it. You guys put some ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Put some ones in the chat. You put some ones in the chat. All right. So are customers trusting small indie brands now over big box stores? That's what I have. And how can you make that work for you? So if they're switching from the big box stores and they want to purchase handmade, then how are you going to reach them? Right? That's an opportunity for you. Is there an untapped market that nobody is touching, right? Let's say mental illness and candles isn't coming together. Where can you connect that? How can you connect that? That's right, Latrice. That's right, cousin. If you have not hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Is there an untapped pain point that you can touch? Right? What is it? Where is lacking? Nobody is talking about the skateboarders that like bath bombs, that love candy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So how could I get them? Right? I want to make it all wrap around. Maybe I'm going to do a campaign and I'm going to use skateboarding and I'm going to use bath bombs and it's going to be a bubblegum bath. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you get in there? How can you get in there? Is there a pain point? Like, let's say the mental illness. Let's say self-awareness. Let's say treat yourself kind of stuff. What is untapped? Like, where can you grab these people? Nobody's talking to these people. How can you talk to them? Right? Let's say nobody's talking to the mother that has kids and look like she got it all together and she don't have it all together. She's falling apart on the inside, but I know exactly who she is and nobody is talking to her. How can I reach her? Dentist office for lip balms and candles. Okay? Okay? How can I reach them? You want to make sure if that's what you want to offer, you want to make sure that you're offering those things, right? You want to make sure that you're doing that. What events can you do that's going to benefit you? Like, are you the only person in your area that makes Bath and Body products? Are you one of the few people in your area that makes Bath and Body product? If that's so, that's an opportunity for you to get local business. That's an opportunity for you to strum up that local business, right? So is there an event that you're going to go to and there's nobody doing what you do there? That's another way for you to, that's another opportunity for you. Where can you show up more that people are not showing up on? Okay, I know LinkedIn at a time, nobody was really on LinkedIn and they was overlooking LinkedIn, right? And so a lot of people started getting on LinkedIn and doing stuff like that. But there's an opportunity for a space for you on a social media platform that you have not utilized yet? Is there one? Is there influencers that nobody spoke to or whatever that you can tap into? Utilize them, right? That's an opportunity for you. Another opportunity for you is how can you increase your how can you improve your sales, right? So what could you do? This is an opportunity. You got the sales. Now, how can I improve it? What could I do? I could give them stickers. I can give them candy. I can give them a handwritten thank you card. I can give them a pretty box. I can make them feel like they're opening up a beautiful gift. I could give them a referral code. I can give them a coupon code. I can give them an exclusive view of something, or exclusive something, a VIP something. I could build up this customer experience, and you have that opportunity because they've already purchased from you, right? So since they've already purchased from you, now you give them a reason to purchase from you again. That's an opportunity for you to sell again, right? And then you want to know again what kind of messaging resonates with your people. What resonates with them? You have an opportunity to share that with them. I speak your language. You know that if kids love when, let's say, I do this a lot, right? So with Yaz, they came and we went to lunch or whatever, and then me and Amir, we built this Lego thing, and so we just building up this Lego thing and da da da. I connected with him through the Legos, right? We had a connection. How can you make that connection with your customers, right? What language are they speaking, right? Maybe somebody else ain't speaking that language to them. So how could you use that? How could you use that? I had a certain connection. Everybody that we were all there. Yaz likes, like, Yaz would do it with him sometimes. Sean would do it if she has to, but it wasn't neither one of them. It was just me and him, and we had that unique connection, right? So now when we talk about it, or now when he has that experience, when he's building something, and let's say he broke that Lego thing down that we created and he did something at home, he's going to think about, me and Nikki built this up and this is how we did it, and da 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 da. Your customers are going to do the same thing, right? So what opportunities can you use that messaging that's going to resonate with your people, right? So that's the opportunities that you guys have that I want you guys to consider. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are good with the opportunities, because now we're on to threats. We're good with opportunities. Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Put a 1. A 1 in the chat, right? A 1 in the chat if you get it. Utilize your opportunities. Utilize your opportunities. If you do not utilize your opportunities, you're going to miss them. Somebody else is going to get your people, right? Somebody else is going to be selling to your people. I'm not going to say they're going to get your people, because what's for you is going to always be for you. But in business, you can't think like that, right? Because you have to think, I have to get these people and bring them in. It's not about what's for me. They'll come to me even if I don't speak to them. They'll come to me even if I don't tell them about my problem. They not. You got to bring them to you, right? Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning. Everybody, Yvonne is back. Hey, Yvonne. Okay. So in business, that doesn't work. What's for me is going to always be for me. It's not going to work in business. You got to do some work in order for that to happen. Right? We have to do some work. That just doesn't happen. Yazzie Faye, I just was speaking about me and my nephew Amir building our Legos and our connection and how we were resonating with each other. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so next thing is threats, right? It poses a risk to either your company itself or your growth or your success, right? So what would be a threat to you? Right? What would be a threat to your business, right? Let's say there's new competitors out there and this new competitor is selling what you're selling and they got more buzz than you. I know that the younger people that are on social media right now, they're experiencing a whole lot of success right now because what they're doing and their messaging and how they're coming across is that they're showing up every single day. They're used to being on social media, so that is how they're showcasing their business. They're showcasing their business all over social media. Now, if that's a threat, because if you're not all over social media or you're not doing anything that's helping your business grow, and they overshadow your business, then they may be top of mind instead of you being top of mind. And then if they're top of mind, then your people may be purchasing from them, or maybe they're cheaper and your people are going to purchase from them, or maybe they have different options and your people are going to purchase from them, right? So now you need to be aware of what that threat could be, right? So if that is a threat to you, you need to know what it is so that you can make a pivot and you can change things, and not change to do what they're doing, but maybe change how you are coming across, maybe change your messaging, maybe change how many times a day you show up, maybe change what you do for your email marketing, maybe change talking to them through via text messaging. Maybe you're not going to show up on social media more, but maybe you're going to do more of the behind the scenes more, and that is how you're going to stay top of mind to your customers. Yes. Yes. So that is how we are going to minimize, or I can't say eliminate the threats because it's always going to be a threat, right? But just so that you can be aware of what you need to do and you're not intimidated by that. Yes, yes, and yes. Are your competitors doing more? Are your competitors doing more than you are? Right? I can say I know that I've seen a lot of those YouTube businesses on I've seen a lot of them flourish with their entrepreneur videos, their studio vlogs, and all of that. I've seen them flourish, right? From the time that I seen the video, which is about a year or two ago, till now, I've seen them flourish. Now, what did they do that I didn't do was that they showed up a whole lot more. They were consistent a whole lot more. So what they did that I didn't do was show up more, right? And so that's what you got to do. You got to make sure, check and see what your competitors are doing so that you could see what you need to do. We'll see what your next step is going to be. And that's not, you're not you spying so that you could do better. You're not spying to copy and do the same thing. You're spying and not spying, but you're observing so that you can be better. Yes, 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 and yes. And then another thing that could be a threat is your target market shrinking? Is your target market shrinking? Are they going somewhere? Where are they going? A lot of people were home. So a lot of the COVID businesses, they are now have to pivot because those people are not in front of their cell phones all the time. They're not on social media all the time. When we were pre-COVID, during COVID, everybody was scrolling. Everybody had time. Everybody had time. Now everybody is back to work. Now everybody is, living life. They're going out. They outside. They in the streets. They doing stuff, right? And so since everybody is outside, so now your customer base, now you may see that when you have all of these customers, and now they're starting to shrink, or now, they're starting to go elsewhere because you are not in front of them anymore. Right? Because times have changed. So now you have to figure out, you got to pivot. What do I got to do? What do I got to do to make up for those people that I've lost? Or what do I have to do to connect to those people again? Or what do I have to do to get new people? So that is a threat, but it's not something that you need to be intimidated by, or think that it's not going to come back. You just need to change the way that you operate in order for you to get those customers back. So that could possibly be a threat, right? So if you had a business that was thriving during that time, and now all of a sudden you've noticed that you don't have as many sales and it's not thriving, and there's other things that you have to do. Now you have to figure out what those things are. So that could be a potential threat, right? So when I started, social media wasn't as big as it was, as it is now, right? We had YouTube, we had YouTube and MySpace. Then Facebook, right? But that was all I had. Message boards and things like that. That was all that I had. Now, so I would do my tutorials or whatever on YouTube, and I would post some pictures and stuff on Facebook. But there was no lives. There was well, there actually was, like, I did go live on, I forgot what I used to go live on, but I did go live. But there wasn't like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Pinterest, all those things were not there, right? When I started. These are things that came later that I had to evolve and learn to grow. But things change, right? So when they changed, I had to change with those things. So I'm saying that to say, you guys, struggle a lot with your content. You struggle a lot with being consistent and posting on your content. Keep in mind, if you're struggling to be consistent with your content, remember, your threat is somebody is not going to be struggling to be consistent with their content. And so you need to figure that out. Right? So let's see. This is the last thing that I have on your threats. Is there anything working against you? And that could be you working against yourself. You could be your own threat. You could pose as your own threat, right? So are you working against yourself? And I'm gonna say, because I've spoken to a lot of you guys in here, and I'm here with you every morning. You guys are self-sabotaging. I can also speak for myself. I also self-sabotage. That comes in the form of procrastination. That comes in the form of not educating yourself. That comes in the form of distracting yourself to do other things. That comes in the form of being undisciplined. That comes in the form of you not being, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shows up everywhere. But where can you have to be able to fix it, so you can be threatening your own success. You could be the reason why you are not succeeding. Sorry. You could be the reason, right? Your planning, your discipline, and your self-sabotage. That's what I said. That's what I got on this paper. So are you the reason why you're not succeeding? Is somebody else taking your spot and you just can't catch it? You can't catch the wave? Like, what's going on? Good morning, Miss Matrice. Good morning. So those are all of the things that we need to take an assessment of. And so that is why I wanted you guys to fill out the SWOT sheet, because I wanted you to take an analysis of what's going on and figure out what you need to focus more on, what you need to fix, and how you're going to set up a successful plan for yourself, or a successful plan for you to improve those things that where you're lacking, so that you can do better. You only can do better when you know better. You know better, you do better, right? So that is what I wanted you guys to do. So all of that is in a nutshell for your SWOT analysis. Anybody have any questions as far as any of those points? Any of those points? Do you have any questions? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't know why everything is a song, but it is. But it is. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody need anything to be addressed? Does anybody need me to repeat anything? Are we good, y'all? And I want you guys to go please and check your emails to make sure that the emails did not go into your spam folder, so that you can get the templates. I also put put the link in for the replay for yesterday, and you have the downloadables in the email as well as in the Honor Society, so you can always go back to print those out and make adjustments. So I gave you the template with some questions, and then I gave you actually a worksheet so that you could put everything on it. Every time you keep saying ones in the chat, I keep hearing Nicki Minaj, bees in the trap. Put some bees in the trap, big bees in the chat, ones in the chat, ones in the chat. Printing them now. Yes. Yes, I didn't get emails. I checked spam. It is definitely in the Honor Society. If you go to the Honor Society, it is the last thing that I posted. Last thing that I posted. And you have to make sure that you are signed up for the newsletter. So that's at the top of the website. It'll tell you to sign up there just in case, because if you took a class or you signed up for the Honor Society. Wait, here it goes right here. Sorry, you guys. Where I was going with that, I don't remember. All right. So if you're a part of the Honor Society, you should be able to just click this link and it'll take you there. All right. I printed mine last night. Okay, so I want everybody to take the time out at some point in this day to actually write these things out so that you can properly plan your launch, right? I want you guys to just, even if it's like 5 things, you don't want to go through everything. Even if it's just 5 things, you can come back and tweak it if you need to, but you just want to have some kind of beginning, right? You want to have some kind of origin as to where you are going, because you know where you came from, you know where you're going, right? That's what they say, something like that. So does everybody get it? Everybody got it? Everybody got it? Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, y'all, let me see. Yes, I was thinking about Yvonne this morning. I got something coming up and said to myself, I sure wish Yvonne was here. I need to ask some questions. Well, there you go. There you go. Manifesting. Manifesting. There you go. All right, y'all. So if you don't have any questions, I want you guys to make sure, if you are new here, I want you to go to the Honor Society. I want you to go to Bubble Babes, BABEZ university.com. Sign up, put your email up at the top so you can get notified of updates and anything that we got going on. You do not necessarily have to commit to the Honor Society yet if you're not ready, and then you'll just get your updates when we are posting any emails or whatever, and then whatever happenings we have going on. And then when you are ready to pull a trigger, you feel free to pull a trigger so that you have access to all of our previous videos, worksheets, and everything else like that. I am wrapping up for today. Tomorrow we are going to have Emmanuel on, and of course we're going to be talking more about properly planning and doing, taking care of your launch. That's more of that tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, it's my birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. One time for the birthday, hey, one time for the birthday, hey, one time for the birthday, hey. All right, so with that being said, y'all, that's how I'm gonna close it out. You guys have an amazing and productive day. You guys don't forget to print out your sheets and work on those, please, and thank you. And we will be back tomorrow with the continuation of launching. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you in the morning. Let me check on my chair.